Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Galactic Science with Arturio Emerys. Today, this is probably going to be the final episode of this series of Galactic Science. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a season 2 with the update or not. And I haven't really picked out another modded Minecraft to play, so there may be a little break before I start doing videos again. Eventually, I'm sure I'll find a series that looks interesting that I want to play. But until then, I'm not just going to put videos out that I'm not really interested in playing, that I don't know people are going to have an interest in. But what I want to do today is I want to do the final quest to get a Tardis Key and get a Tardis. I did do this previously just to kind of prove to myself that it would work, because I had a lot of trouble with it. And I believe, yeah, okay, I've already gotten rid of the Awesomite machine block and the Tardis Key. When I did it previously, I had a lot of trouble with it. So I went through the forums for Galactic Science and reread all the tips and hints for that part of the game, and kind of did it, and was eventually able to make the Tardis Key. But the first thing I need to do is I need to make another Awesomite machine block, which will take some diamonds, and I'll need a little bit of flint and a little bit of gold, I think. Alright, so the Awesomite machine core, I guess is what it's called. I need 4 Awesomite ingots. And, oh, actually I need some iron too. Let me just grab some iron here. So I need 4 of these. I'm not sure exactly how many I have to make, so I may make some extra here just because I don't know exactly how many of these. But the Awesomite's relatively easy to make. Okay, yeah, actually that's way more than enough, but that's fine. Okay, so put the pure Awesomite dust in there. And it should pop up right over here in a minute or two. I'll just put this stuff away. What else did we need? Oh, actually I needed... Okay. This is not going to be a long episode, because this is all I'm going to do. Pure Awesomite machine core. Throw that in there. Because when you actually start preparing to do this, it's pretty boring, so I'm just actually going to fast forward through it. So I've done some testing, and what is that called? The Sacrificial Knife. Every time you use it, puts every time you use it, it puts 200 life points in the altar. And if you're not very careful, you'll do just that. You'll kill yourself. So fortunately, the original spawn point is very, very close to this, so it's not bad at all. But I'm going to try not to do that. I wasn't really trying to demonstrate that point, but you get the idea. This is a little frustrating. I'm actually inside my oxygen bubble here, and I was still taking oxygen damage. Yep. That's a bug that pops up every now and again. So just put everything back in its place. All right. So what I have here is, this is penicillin, and penicillin will give you regeneration 4, which lasts for 40 seconds. And I have a couple of them behind me just to kind of make sure that no matter where I back up, I'll hit it. Now my plan is that I'm going to stand about here, and I'm going to charge the blood altar with life points. And I'm just going to try to pay a little better attention. Unfortunately, where my microphone is sitting, it's kind of in front of my health display, so it's a little harder to see this way. But you can kind of see that it's regenerating pretty quickly. And every now and again, I just want to back up in there and to refresh that regeneration. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to pre-fill the blood altar so that it'll have 10,000 life points in it, because that's the capacity it'll hold. And the Sacrificial Knife, every time you click it, does 200 life points into the altar at a cost of half a heart of health. So it's all basically just trying to balance that out. All right, so I'm going to try to put a bunch in here at once just to see if that'll move. Without dying, of course. Yeah, it is still moving a little bit. Now, the reason I'm trying to do this is it takes 100,000 life points to turn the pure Awesomite machine core into a Tardis Key. And if you don't add the life points at just the right rate, if that bowl ever empties, then it starts draining life points out of the machine core, and you lose progress. So it's kind of a balancing act. You got to do it just right. And if you can pre-fill the altar with 10,000 in there, that makes it a little bit easier on you. Kind of gives you a little bit of buffer. I can't tell if that's moving or not. Nah, it's still moving. Okay. So this will take a minute. Now, once I actually get this full and I put the Awesomite machine core on here, I'm just going to record it, and then I'm going to fast forward through it, because it takes about 10 or 15 minutes. At 200 life points apiece, doing 90,000 life points into it, it's a minimum of, I think, 450 clicks. And that's not if you lose a little progress because, you know, your bowl empties for a second and you're too low of health to add any more to it. So, see, it's real easy to do that once you kind of get in the habit of clicking like that. Put my oxygen stuff back on first. Give me just a minute here. It's real easy to not be paying attention and to inadvertently kill yourself. But as long as you don't have anything in it, the altar will retain whatever blood is in there. So I'm trying to get it so that I can see it out of the corner of my eye and still see my health bar. I wish I had a divination sigil. That'd make this a lot easier to figure out when that's actually full. But really it shouldn't be that bad. To get 10,000 in there is only 50 clicks, so I could just count. Like that was 5 clicks. That should be 1,000 life points right there. And that's another 1,000. So if it's not full, it's got to be close to it. Let me just do that a few more times. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's full now. So we're gonna give this a try. And put the Awesomite core in and start clicking. You can see how quickly it's starting to drain. And there you go. So that was, I wasn't exactly looking at clock, 5 or 10 minutes. There's the Tardis key. Tardis key, no owner assigned yet. And I'm not positive, but I think where you put the Tardis is where it stays. So I'm going to pick a spot and place it, and I'm going to put it down here. And I think I'm going to put it right here. So I think if I remember correctly, you shift right click on it. Tardis key feels warm. Owner Arturio or Emerys. Ah, yep, there it is. So this is the inside of the Tardis. And I did do this once before, but I actually cheated the key, and this is the first time I've done it legitimately. So I've messed around with it a little bit. Didn't get to the point where I figured out how to go anywhere with it. But there's a lot of levers and buttons. And somewhere in here is a sonic screwdriver. There it is. Sonic screwdriver. So I think what I have to do is I have to hold it and shift right click it. And that appears to just be changing the color of the tip of it. Dismantle, reconfigure, medium. Okay, I don't. Somewhere in here there is a guide, and it's a particular room, and somehow you have to get to it. And yeah, that's not. Okay, so I think you put the sonic screwdriver there. I think. You come over here. I'm pretty sure all of these are unbreakable blocks too, by the way. So if you come over here, if you want to go down, you just kind of hit the shift key to go down, and you can come down here and look at this lower level. And it kind of shows you, you know, that this is my Tardis. And then it's got some buttons. I don't know what these do. corridor. All right, let's see if I hit some buttons here. Normal corridor, short corridor. Let's try that. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing here. Screwdriver mode, dismantle, reconfigure, corridor, short. Okay. So, and then I guess if I go over here and change this from like corridor to rooms, medium chamber, library. I think maybe the library is where the guide is. Maybe I have to put this back in there for a second. Okay, yeah. Okay. This is the library, and this is apparently where it tells you how to do all of this. Console. I'm not going to go through all of this. You all can. I am a Doctor Who fan. I do watch Doctor Who, but I don't really know anything about this mod. Oh, that was interesting. So technically gravity works normally while you're inside the TARDIS. So if I were to jump down there, I would probably die. But here, you kind of use it like an elevator. So that's how you get your TARDIS and how you get to the library. And when you get to the library, you basically go through here, and it'll tell you how to fly the thing, I guess. And apparently there are ways to level up your TARDIS, and I'm assuming that it'll change configuration into the more current ones. Like, I guess supposedly this is a representation of the original TARDIS, maybe, I don't know. But this, I guess, as you level up your TARDIS, and I don't know how you level up your TARDIS, it'll change. But now, so if you go to the quests here, it says 3 quests with unclaimed rewards. So the last one is to get the key. I got that. Claim the reward. And so now you get these statues. Okay. And also, while you're inside the TARDIS, it has air. It has gravity. You're not technically on the moon while you're inside the TARDIS. So you don't need that. But if you leave it, you got to put your oxygen back on. And one other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go upstairs. I have the Captain Jack thing somewhere. It's in one of these chests. Where are you? There he is. Now the interesting thing about this is if I remember correctly, this is like a spawn egg you can't use up. So if you spawn him here on the moon where there's no oxygen, will he die? Actually, it doesn't look like he'll die. He doesn't appear to be taking damage. Okay. And then you can also spawn him inside here. And what I don't know is, will the other one still be there? Yeah, he's still there. So anyway, that's the end of Galactic Science, I guess. I mean, technically, the mod pack creators really kind of intended this to be the beginning that once you get to this point, once you have the TARDIS, you go explore the galaxy, and you know, this is just kind of the beginning of the game. But I'm much more of a builder than anything else, and you know, while this is kind of cool and it's kind of neat, I don't know that I have a whole lot of interest in just kind of messing around with the TARDIS and just flying places. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But anyway, that's going to conclude this episode of Galactic Science. And it definitely will conclude this season of Galactic Science. And again, I haven't decided if I'm going to do a season 2 or not under the update that they just came out with. I may or may not. It'll just kind of depend on my mood. So I don't know when the next time you'll see me is. Hopefully it won't be too long. And hopefully I'll have something interesting to show you. This is Arturio Emerys signing out.